The number sits in your bank app at 11 p.m. $1,200. Credit card debt. You remember exactly what it was for. A laptop, a few nights out, a flight home for the holidays. None of it felt reckless in the moment. Today we're following one person through every level of debt in America, from $1,000 to over $1 million, and running the real math at each stage. Because the math is the entire story nobody tells you. Stay until the end. The final number will change how you see every dollar you owe. You're 23. First real job. $48,000 a year. Take home is about $3,000 a month after taxes. Rent is $1,100. You're not reckless, you budget. You've heard of compound interest. You think you're being responsible. Level 1. The credit card. You put $1,200 on a card for a laptop and a flight home. The APR is 24%. You pay the minimum $36 a month. Here's what nobody explains. Of that $36, $24 goes straight to interest. $12 touches the actual balance. At that pace, it takes you 9 years to pay off $1,200. And you'll pay almost $700 in interest on top of it. Behavioral research shows minimum payments act as powerful psychological anchors, leading many people to pay far less than they otherwise would. That number exists to encourage lower payments while making them feel manageable. Level 2, the car loan. Your car needs a new transmission. Repair costs more than the car's worth. You finance a used Honda, $22,000 at 9% over 60 months. Your payment is $457. Over 5 years, you'll pay almost $27,000 for a $22,000 car. That's $5,000 in pure interest on a vehicle that'll be worth maybe $7,000 when you're done paying. Add insurance, gas, maintenance, your true monthly car cost is around $700. Your budget now. Take home $3,000, rent $1,100, car $700. Credit card minimum $36. What's left for everything else, groceries, gas, your entire life, is $1,164. Drop in the comments which level you're currently sitting at. I want to see where this audience actually lives financially. Level 3, student loans. 6 months in, an email arrives, subject line, "Welcome to repayment." As if this is a celebration. You borrowed $34,000 at 18 years old because a financial aid office handed you a number and said, "This is how you go to college." Average federal student loan balance right now is over $39,000 per borrower. Your payment on the standard plan is $386 a month. What almost nobody tells you, the average borrower doesn't pay it off in 10 years. Real average payoff time is 20 years. Because 21% of borrowers actually watch their balance grow in the first 5 years when the minimum payment doesn't even cover the accruing interest. Your budget now, remaining for everything else after rent, car, credit card minimum, and student loan $778. You stop the gym membership, not dramatically. You just don't renew it when it comes up. Level 4, the mortgage. You're 29 now, raised to $58,000, rent just hit $1,500. Your parents keep mentioning, lovingly, that you're basically paying someone else's mortgage. A broker runs your numbers and approves you for $310,000. He says it the way a doctor clears you to run a marathon. It feels like good news. It isn't advice. It's the maximum the bank is willing to risk on you. You find a house for $295,000. You put 5% down, $14,750. Every dollar you have, plus a gift from your parents. You have $0 in savings after closing. Your mortgage payment is $1,853. But that's just principal and interest. Add what the broker didn't walk you through. Property taxes $340. Homeowners insurance, which has risen 48% since 2020, $210. Maintenance. A common rule of thumb is 1% of the home's value, annually $246 a month. And because you put less than 20% down, PMI $148, that's the fee you pay the bank for the crime of not being wealthy enough to put 20% down. Total monthly housing costs $2,797 before a single can of soup. Run the full budget now. Take home $3,580, housing $2,797, car costs $700, student loan $386, credit card minimums $185. You are negative $488 a month. Not tight, negative. So you do what most people do. Refinance the car. Switch to income-driven student loan repayment, which lowers the monthly hit but extends the loan by years. Move card balances to a 0% promo offer. You make it technically work. Your margin is about $190. No emergency fund. No extra retirement contribution beyond your employer match, because cutting that would mean admitting you can't actually afford the house. Over 30 years, at 6.9%, you'll pay roughly $387,000 in interest on a $280,000 mortgage. You bought a $295,000 house. You will pay $682,000 for it total. Level 5. The floor drops. 8 months after closing, the water heater fails. $1,400. It goes on the card. 2 months later, an urgent care bill insurance didn't fully cover. $890. Also, the card. Your balance is now over $9,000 across 3 cards. Minimum payments are $320 a month, and the balances are still growing because interest is accruing faster than the minimums cover. Then your company restructures. You're not laid off, but your hours get cut. Take-home drops by $600. You are now short every single month before buying a single grocery item. This is where the unopened envelopes start. You know what's in them. You don't open them because hearing the number out loud doesn't make it smaller. In 2025, more than 574,000 Americans filed for bankruptcy, up about 11% from the year before. Research suggests medical bills and illness-related income loss contribute to roughly 2/3 of personal bankruptcies in America, not vacations, not impulse purchases. People who've gone through bankruptcy describe the automatic stay, the legal order that immediately stops all collection calls, as the first moment of peace they'd felt in years. That's not a footnote. That's an indictment of what the system does to people it catches. Here's the number that should genuinely stop you. The average American carrying a car loan, student loans, and credit card debt simultaneously pays approximately $1,500 a month in non-mortgage debt service. If that $1,500 had been invested, instead assuming an average long-term annual return of 8% over 30 years, it becomes $2.2 million. That's not the interest you paid. That's the compounding wealth the interest quietly took from you, permanently. Since 1990, housing, healthcare, and college costs have risen substantially faster than median household income. The debt isn't a character flaw. It's the gap between what everything costs and what everyone earns, filled with borrowed money, that generates substantial interest income while you tread water. So here's what actually changes this. Not avocado toast, not a budgeting app. When a dealership slides a worksheet across the desk, you're not negotiating a purchase. You're being steered toward a monthly payment designed to feel manageable. The real question is never, can I afford this payment? It's, what does this cost over the full term? And what would that exact monthly amount become in 30 years if invested instead? When your statement shows a minimum payment, pay more, always, even $50 more. The difference compounds against you every single month you don't. When a lender tells you what you're approved for, that's not advice. That's the ceiling of what the bank is willing to risk. Your job is figuring out what you can actually live inside of without your entire margin disappearing the moment anything breaks. There's no trophy for being house poor. Real wealth is the gap between what you earn and what you owe, and that gap gets built one boring, unglamorous decision at a time, starting at 23, long before anyone's applauding you for it. If this hit close to home, subscribe. Every week, Scott Finance runs the real math behind decisions most people make without ever seeing the full cost. Hit the button